This is Engadget. Here's what's happening in the world of technology. Today is August 5th. San Diego is joining the ranks of cities clamping down on surveillance technology. The San Diego Union Tribune reports the city council has given a final green light to an ordinance requiring approval for tech that can identify and track individuals, such as body and streetlight cameras. Municipal government workers will have to outline the intended uses of a surveillance system, while a new privacy advisory board and residents will be asked for input. Councilors will also conduct yearly reviews of in-use systems. The city has a year-long grace period to both form the advisory board and give departments a chance to examine their surveillance tech inventories. Organizations that already use these systems will need authorization to continue use. An exception will allow police on federal task forces to use surveillance, however. San Diego Police Department Chief David Nislet requested the carve-out over concerns that local officers couldn't participate in federal operations that bar disclosure of surveillance tech. The council first approved the ordinance in November 2020. The late approval comes after multiple employee groups exercised their right to review the new rules. That process alone took about 18 months, the Union Tribune said. San Diego is relatively late to such regulations. San Francisco and other cities have banned facial recognition, for instance. Even so, its approval might increase pressure on other local governments to either restrict surveillance hardware or offer more transparency regarding their monitoring tools. And Among Us is about to enter the realm of virtual reality. If you're lucky, you might even be able to try Among Us VR before it's officially released later this year. Signups are now open for the spin-off's beta. As you might expect, Among Us VR shifts the action from a top-down perspective to a first-person view. That ups the ante a bit, since you may not be able to tell if a potential imposter is just behind you. There's also proximity voice chat and the option to accuse other players of being an imposter with literal finger pointing. Shell Games, which is behind the puzzle game series I Expect You to Die, worked with original Among Us developer Inner Sloth on the virtual reality version. Among Us VR will be available on MetaQuest 2, Steam VR, PlayStation VR, and, when it's available, PSVR 2. If you want to catch the latest tech news as it's happening, check out Engadget.com or tune in again every weekday.
Spoken Layer.